being blemished by the birds of Parliament Square. To the side of Westminster Abbey ahead is St Margaret's Church, the parish church of members of Parliament that dates back to 1523. It was in St Margaret's in 1908 that Sir Winston Churchill married the formidable and complex Clementine Hozier. Churchill's wife was later to become the Right Honourable Baroness Clementine Ogilvy Spencer Churchill GBE, much admired for her dedication to the great man, her humanitarian efforts, and her exceptionally long name badge. On the riverside of Millbank is Victoria Tower Gardens, an elegant green space in the shadow of the Victoria Tower. The gardens have a gate that leads to the historic Black Rod Garden and a memorial statue of Emmeline Pankhurst, the leader of the suffragettes, who campaigned for women's voting rights. When Mrs. Pankhurst's statue was unveiled in 1930, musicians from the Metropolitan Police who had previously arrested suffragettes asked to play at the ceremony as a mark of respect. The octagonal, multicoloured, almost rocket-like structure between the trees is the beautiful Buxton Memorial Fountain, a remarkable memorial celebrating the end of slavery within the British Empire in 1834.
Ay, advance na naman yung ano niya.
At the end of this road is Lambeth Bridge, which leads to the London residence of the Archbishop of Canterbury, Lambeth Palace. The oldest parts of the palace date back to 1435. A short walk beyond Lambeth Palace, along the Lambeth Road, would bring you to the Imperial War Museum, dedicated to the study and understanding of the history of modern war and the wartime experience. You may also recognise Lambeth Bridge as part of a very famous bus route. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, this is where the night bus became considerably skinnier in order to squeeze between two oncoming. This is our stop at Horseferry Road, serving Lambeth Bridge, Tate Britain, Lambeth Palace, and the Imperial War Museum. Lambeth Bridge was and heavy enough to carry horses and the cart or carriage to which they were harnessed. The Lambeth Horse Ferry probably dates back to the 12th century. It certainly features on several maps throughout the Middle Ages, when it was the only licensed horse ferry on the Thames. Artifacts recovered from the river in this vicinity also indicate that this may have been a spot where Iron Age Britons crossed the Thames before the Romans settled in London. The old building on the corner behind the black railings is the Grey Coat Hospital, now a modern comprehensive school for girls. Look for the small white section of the building with the tiny old statues of a boy and a girl in grey coats set in alcoves. The school began with charitable donations in 1698, when this was a thoroughly unpleasant area of London, home to every kind of vice and deprivation. Today, Having celebrated its third centenary as an educational establishment, it is a highly successful school with students who achieve excellent results at both A-level and GCSE. The school has an unexpected link to the history of Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh was a labourer at the Grey Coat Hospital during his student years in London. On the corner of the crossroads is a delightfully preserved Victorian pub with 4 stories decorated with floral displays and street-level hanging baskets. Built in 1862, this glorious piece of Victoriana remained unscathed through the 2 world wars and stands today as a testament to the style and grace of the 19th century's architects. The edged windows, the beautifully ornate ceilings, and the intricate iron balconies are all original features dating back 160 years. The pub was named in honour of Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's consort, a very popular figure with the British public.
Oh God. Kulit. Gusto ko yung mga ganun. Mga binibigyan ng mga string. Kulit nga.
The historic schools in this area chose to define themselves by the colour of the school uniform worn by their pupils. We've just seen the Grey Coat School and will shortly pass the former Blue Coat School for boys, where long blue coats were complemented by yellow stockings in a vibrant early 18th century fashion statement. The Blue Coat School, with its wonderfully preserved statue of a boy modelling the fashion of the day, stands in Buckingham Gate, close to the crossroads ahead. Built around a magnificent courtyard garden and fountain, the St James's Court Hotel has been renowned for luxury since Victorian times. When Buckingham Palace was overflowing with guests attending the biggest of state occasions, Queen Victoria's visitors would often be accommodated within this glorious hotel close to the palace. In the early summer of 1912, the St James's Court found itself at the very heart of the British Wreck Commissioner's inquiry into the sinking of the RMS Titanic that took place here in Buckingham Beck answered more than 25,000 questions. We're now approaching that most stately of London residences, Buckingham Palace, the home of the British monarch since 1837. This is the side view of the palace, as traditionally double-decker buses do not travel along the Mall or pass in front of the palace itself. Look out for the white monument adorned with the golden angel of victory as we turn. This is the Victoria Memorial that occupies the most prized location in front of Buckingham Palace. Queen Victoria reigned for 63 years and 217 days to become Britain's longest reigning monarch. In September of 2015, her great-great-granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II, surpassed that great achievement to create a record that may stand forever. This is our stop serving Buckingham Palace, the Royal Mews, the Guards Museum and St James's Park. The walk to the front of the palace is just a few steps away from our stop, and the views really are most rewarding. If you're leaving us here, please take care of your ticket and keep your earphones with you. Our next stop will serve Victoria Railway Station and Victoria Coach Station.
Marami na tayo ano. Ayan, oh.
On the palace side of the road, you'll find the Royal Mews. It's one of the world's most well-appointed and immaculately presented working stables, as you would expect for a place that houses and cares for the royal horses. The gold state coach that is used for coronations and the glass coach that is deployed for royal weddings are both kept and maintained within the Royal Mews, together with the most recent addition, the Diamond Jubilee State Coach, that was built in Australia to mark Queen Elizabeth II's 60th year on the throne. Children are particularly welcome at the Royal Mews and always so excited to be there. There are endless photo opportunities and often children's activities available, including tacking up a wooden horse to pull a royal coach. We are now travelling through the Victoria area. It is dominated by the presence of Victoria's railway station and bus, coach and underground transport hubs, but is also now a thriving retail and leisure district. The recent regeneration programme in this part of London has brought a series of modern shopping malls to Victoria, including the impressive Victoria Nova and Cardinal Place developments. Victoria Railway Station is one of London's principal stations, providing vital and well-used links to the south and southeastern parts of England. The original steam-powered trains that served Victoria until the 1960s have been superseded by fast, efficient, reliable services like the excellent Gatwick Airport Express. Southern Trains also runs from here. For those on a tighter budget, a cheaper form of transport can be found further along Buckingham Palace Road at Victoria Coach Station and the Green Line Coach Station. Coaches and buses to all parts of the UK and many European destinations are available from these popular termini. Serving the multitude of transport hubs in Victoria and the various shopping opportunities nearby. Our next stop will be at Grosvenor Gardens, the last stop on this tour and the terminal of this sightseeing service. corner at the junction is the Art Deco building of Victoria Coach Station, home of Medbus, Evan Evans and National Express. It's London's largest coach terminus, operating almost 500,000 coach departures each year. It should not be confused with Victoria Bus Station, which is outside the railway station, or with the Green Line coach station that doesn't say Green Line outside and is in fact a public highway through which regular vehicles can drive and park. We're about to pass through Bullied Way to defeat the one-way traffic system and return to our bus stand and terminal at Grosvenor Gardens. Please remain seated as we pass through this potentially hazardous location and do not be tempted to reach up above you. Thank you for your cooperation. Ahead of us is Belgravia, with some of the most sought-after addresses in the capital. The famous residents of Belgravia throughout history is a list of truly inspirational people who have been giants in their respective fields. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart lived in Ebury Street as a young man and is celebrated there with a statue. Louis Mountbatten, first Earl Mountbatten of Burma, lived at 2 Wilton Crescent for many years. Baroness Margaret Thatcher moved to Chester Square after her premiership ended, the same road in which Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. Lord Alfred Tennyson, Queen Victoria's favourite poet laureate, lived in Upper Belgrave Street. Another of Belgravia's literary residents was Ian Fleming, who wrote 14 James Bond novels as little more than a warm-up to his magnum opus, his pièce de résistance, that most thrilling of all thrillers, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Approaching Grosvenor Gardens and our final stop. We hope you've enjoyed your tour today with City Sightseeing London and will be kind enough to join us in more than 100 other great towns and cities around the globe. Thank you for choosing City Sightseeing London today. We hope you will continue to have a wonderful time in this fascinating metropolis.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just showing a 5-minute hold and we'll be back on the way, continuing the tour. Thank you very much.
Ticket daw ba? Ano yung sinecheck din niya yung ticket? Kung valid? Hindi naman siguro i-check.
Check natin.
Oo, meron naman tayo.
Ay, nawala si Paul.
Welcome to London and welcome to Sea Salt Sea, the world's leading open-top bus tour. We hope you have a fabulous time sightseeing with us here in London. Your tour today is being provided in association with International Tour Operator Uber Journey and
Gusto mo ba nung
one of the leading British transport operators. So please be assured that you are safe with our experienced guides.
Kaya lang pala. Kaya lang pala. Malapit naman na ata tayo.
as an imposing entrance to Buckingham Palace. However, the arch failed to delight Queen Victoria. By 1847, the development of the palace and its new wing with the now famous balcony dwarfed the Marble Arch, and it was deemed no longer suitable for its commanding position outside Buckingham Palace. The arch was relocated here in 1851. It served instead as the grand entrance to the Great Exhibition. Designed by and take you to the three river cruise in the Thames. You can enjoy one sightseeing cruise between Westminster Pier and Tower Bridge, in whichever direction you choose. The bus stops closer to the cruise, and open as a should be known for location is surrounded by theatres, cinemas, cafes, restaurants, clubs, and casinos. Within a few steps of the main service, if you want to join thousands of curious eyes and explore this exciting district, it's coming up in just a few moments. Piccadilly Circus is where the world's very first electric outdoor neon and art advertising was invented in 1908, initially displaying an advertisement for Perrier's Moon Light. In Liverpool Junction is the shop's Glen Mall, most famously known for the one-million statue of Eros. Many believe this statue is actually intended to be Eros' brother, Anti-Eros, the god of selfless love. The intransigent Londoners appointing Eros as his unveiling in 1894 and made this stop. In 1922, Eros was relocated to London's Embankment Gardens, while major roadworks and excavations took place to accommodate cars and Underground station. Then in 1939, Eros was evacuated for his own safety and spent the whole of the second World War in the Surrey town of Avon, eventually retiring in 1948.
That's the M&M place and we were there that time. Okay. We went to the M&M place. Really nice. Yeah, it smells like M&M.